If you've ever lost something at an airport, you probably wondered where that digital camera or iPod really ended up. Well, tonight, we've got a sting operation that could bring you some answers. Sometimes your favorite shiny toys can end up in the homes of people who screen your baggage, the TSA officers at the security gate. With the help of simple tracking technology and some tempting bait, ABC's Brian Ross brings us this Nightline Investigates.
This is the TSA security screening checkpoint at Terminal B of the airport in Orlando, Florida, a place where this $600 iPad belonging to ABC News was left behind on purpose and then disappeared. ABC News tape shows it was last seen at the airport in the hands of this TSA officer, Andy Ramirez. And then, several hours later, we were able to track our iPad using its Find Me app as it moved away from the airport, step by step, until it stopped at an address 30 miles away in Clermont, Florida, the home of the same TSA officer last seen with our iPad. 2 weeks later, we showed up to get it back from TSA officer Ramirez.
Brian Ross from ABC News. If you can give me a hand here. We're looking for a missing iPad.
Missing iPad?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the tracking device shows that it's located right here at this address.
Okay.
Is it here?
No, sir.
But as you will see, that would turn out to be not true.
It's horrible that you would have individuals engaged in this activity wearing a federal badge, conducting a security check. This is the tip of the iceberg.
We found case after case of TSA theft in our ABC News investigation, including this TSA officer in Memphis, seen at an empty ticket counter trying to stash a laptop left behind at a security checkpoint, and then draping a jacket over it and walking away. He was convicted of theft and fired. According to new figures provided to ABC News by the TSA, some 381 TSA officers have been fired for theft, 11 this year alone.
It was like being on drugs. It was like an addiction that I couldn't shake.
Addicted to stealing?
Yeah, I was like, what am I doing? But the next day, I was right back at it.
To date, no TSA officer has been caught stealing more than Pythias Brown. He manned a luggage screening machine at the Newark airport and estimates he stole some $800,000 worth of items from passenger luggage in a 4-year crime spree.
I could tell whether it was cameras or laptops or portable cameras or whatever kind of electronic was in the bag.
That's what you wanted?
Yes.
And then once you saw that,
I would alarm the bag.
which gave you the justification to open it?
Yes.
Just out of prison where he served 3 years, Brown told ABC News theft was easy, part of a culture of indifference at TSA, whose officers are among the lowest paid employees of the federal government.
You knew what you were doing was wrong?
Yes.
It was theft?
Yes.
But you did it?
Yes.
Anyway?
Yes.
Why did you do it?
Just playing in with the rest of them of I don't care and they ain't treating us right and they're not paying us right.
Brown showed us the exit he used at the airport, where he says no one is checked for stolen goods.
It was so easy. One day I walked right out of the checkpoint with a Nintendo Wii in my hand.
Nobody said anything?
Nobody said a word.
Anybody ever say, watch yourself?
Yeah. One gentleman that used to work in the office one day came to me and said, they were talking about you in the office, be careful. I said, okay.
You got a tip off?
Yeah.
For passengers who are victims of TSA theft, many find they are on their own when something goes missing.
I wasn't happy. And the cold shoulder from the airline was even more devastating.
Dallas businessman Dirk Wenzloff had to track down his iPad himself after it disappeared from his checked luggage.
I was kind of astonished it wasn't but a few miles away from the airport.
Using the Find Me app, Wenzloff tracked his missing iPad to the home of this man, TSA officer Clayton Dovell, who authorities say was found with at least 5 other stolen iPads when he was arrested.
The fact that he used his position to violate that trust makes it so much worse.
In our own investigation, involving 10 major airports, all with a history of TSA theft, we checked bags with iPads and cash and purposely left behind iPads at TSA checkpoints. All the luggage made it past TSA safely.
We've gotten the $500 and the iPad.
And in 9 out of 10 cases at carry-on checkpoints,
Please come back to the podium to claim your item.
TSA screening officers did exactly what they are trained to do. But it was a different story in Orlando, where our iPad was last seen in the hands of TSA officer Andy Ramirez. We waited 2 weeks before we showed up at Ramirez's house.
The tracking device shows that it's located right here at this address.
Okay.
Is it here?
No, sir.
And again, Ramirez denied knowing anything about the missing iPad.
Did you take it?
No, sir.
You did not take
No,
it.
sir.
But shortly after we set off an audible alarm on the missing iPad, Ramirez produced it.
Sir,
You found it. There it is.
turn the camera off.
With his TSA uniform now off, Ramirez said it was his wife who had taken the iPad, not him.
Come on in, sir.
No, I don't want to come inside. I want you to explain how this iPad left at a TSA screening station ended up in your house.
My wife's, I'm so embarrassed.
Your
My
wife?
My wife said she got the iPad and brought it home.
You know, that can't be true because the last time we saw it, it was in your hands.
Ramirez was fired by the TSA late yesterday. It says it has a zero-tolerance policy for stealing from passengers. The TSA director refused to be interviewed for our report, but in a statement, the agency said the vast majority of its employees are honest, hard-working individuals. But of course, it only takes a few, or in the case of the TSA, a few hundred, to give everyone a black eye.